Greetings. You are now tuned into 13 Signs Astrology.com. That's the number 13, signs plural, astrology.com. I'll be your host on this particular brief episode and segment. My name is Imhotep. I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. I really appreciate you for watching, especially all you mothers out there. I want to send a happy Mother's Day shout out on this particular episode. You talk about metaphysics. You guys know that I teach that astrology is really the mother of metaphysics. Astrology is like the womb of metaphysics. It's where all the metaphysical principles and concepts about the holographic universe, and you got to mentally create your own reality, and the law of attraction, and the law of allowing, and all those different universal principles and laws all are based upon astrology. To understand them, you have to know about astrology. You apply them through the method of astrology, and you gain information about metaphysics from astrology. So that's the mother. We call her Mother Zooticus. That's the mother. That's the womb of everything, where we all came from. Everything that's moving came from that womb in the universe, or came from that zodiac, or that dendera. The zodiac is basically what it is. It's a portion of the sky that the planets travel around. It's called the ecliptic. And when you measure it in degrees based upon space degrees, NASA measures this area as being 15 degrees, according to the naked eye. But really this area is a portal. What it is, that's what the zodiac is, a portal that all animal life and spirits come through. This is where your ego comes through and incarnates through this portal. So that's what it basically, when you talk about astrology being the mother of metaphysics, that's what it goes into. I mean, to understand polarity consciousness, to understand the elements aspect of astrology, to understand magic, to understand everything that we talk about in metaphysics, Egyptian deities. All of this goes back to astrology, because every Egyptian deity is linked to an astrological sign. To understand the Vedic deities and the Hindu deities, you have to understand astrology. To understand the Bhagavad Gita, you have to understand astrology. So this is why we say it's the mother of metaphysics. You really, if I was teaching my people, if I had a flock of people who were like religious adherents and students, I would teach them astrology before I even taught them how to read religious texts and books, which is what I plan on doing next. So this is why I spent a lot of time just teaching you guys astrology. A lot of topics that I talk about, you probably think that they have nothing to do with astrology, but they actually do. So this is, just paying homage to that, understanding the Tao Te Ching. All of that goes back to astrology. And the mothers and the women are so important to understand astrology. This is because astrology really is best learned from a feminine perspective. And women were actually the first teachers of astrology, believe it or not. Women understood the message of astrology a lot more than men. Even according to, when you understand Moorish history and you understand just history pre-patriarchy, you understand that the woman was always the first teacher. She was the one that taught and gave the message to men and women alike. But your mother is your first teacher. Even as a child, when you're born into this world, you learn from your mother. And for a period of time, you look up to your father. But then as time goes on, and as beings mature, this is where the man comes in and becomes the teacher. Because the man represents logic, and the man represents broadness, and representing, like, I guess you could say the man represents the forest, the woman represents the trees. There would be no forest without trees, so the woman is a zero-time reference, but yet still when you have a forest, there's a lot more to manage. So it's important that you as women learn astrology. A woman should know, is almost like more responsible in knowing about astrology than a man. Because if you know about astrology, and you know it thoroughly, and you become an astrologer, there's no such thing as a bad relationship once you master it, because nothing will be bad. You'll know how to extract what you need from each particular relationship and take that and move on. So nothing will be considered bad because you'll know that everything is based on planetary transits and based on people not understanding their animal self. And that's very key. Astrology is telling you about your animal self, your cardinal nature. You can get past and you can rise above your animal self and your cardinal nature. But it takes time. It takes patience. It takes meditation. And this is when you get into the soul, the light aspect of yourself. So there's two parts of your natal chart. The parts that you like, that talks about all your good attributes, that's the light part of yourself, and the parts that you don't like, which is the animal part of yourself, which is usually what humans have a struggle with. So you have to know that you are in a beast. This body is a beast. And that's what astrology is teaching you about. So that's why they say astrology is for devil worshippers, because it's teaching you about the devilish part of yourself that you really don't like to see. See, most people, they only want to hear the good. They don't want to hear what they can be, the best part of what they can be. And that's good. But astrology, we come into the realm of the dark when you come into the class of astrologer. We talk about the dark shadow part of yourself and what you are and expose that. See, in astrology, you get exposed. And the way astrology works is it exposes the dark aspect of yourself, and then you can appreciate the light. See, you can only appreciate the light if you've lived in dark for a period of time. Then you appreciate the light. Just like you only appreciate freedom if you've been in slavery. You only appreciate being an entrepreneur if you've been a slave on a job. And that's what will keep you going. So astrology teaches you the balance. Now there are some schools where they're meant to uplift. Like if you go to church, that's meant to uplift. And they don't really focus on the negative part. They say Jesus died for your sins and forgave you. So let's focus on the joyous aspect of yourself and the good aspect of your nature. But in astrology, it's much more intricate than that. We focus on the dark aspects and help you to meet your light body, meet your light self, once you overcome the carnal, animalistic nature of yourself that you're ignorant of. You're not dark. You're not evil. Evil represents ignorance. Nobody's evil. Deceptive would be a better term, but evil is just ignorance. It's a veil, like I always say, that needs to be lifted, and you won't be evil anymore. Now, being deceptive, that's something that you become once you gain a knowledge of yourself, then you become a deceiver and things of that nature. So that's why they say Satan is a deceiver. It's going into another subject. So astrology is deep. To understand all of these principles, to understand economics, to understand any topic, you have to visit astrology, and you have to come from the feminine light, from the feminine aspect, from the feminine principle. What that means is that you can't get into astrology trying to make stuff happen and make it work. Astrology teaches you how to allow things to work, how to allow things to work into your favor, not how to make things happen into your favor. So a lot of times people say, well, I want to make this, how can I make this ritual work? Astrology teaches you the best, precise way to allow something to work. It teaches you the time, the place, the season, the qualities, the attributes, the elements. It gives you everything that you need to allow something to happen, though. That's the funny part about it. So it's feminine. It's not masculine. That's why a lot of people knock astrology in this world. They say that it's spacey, it's spooky, because the world teaches you to make things happen, go out. Everything in your life is based upon how things happen to you. You react. It makes you reactionary. When astrology makes you become the causer by allowing. You cause things to happen by allowing things to go one way. I'll give you an example and then I'll shut this video down. You know that it's a good time to start a business because you've been into astrology, and you know that during this certain times when the sun is in earth signs, it's a good time to start a business. And you know that you wanted to start that landscaping business. And you know it's that time now to do it. See, astrology, you allow it to happen because now you go out allowing the abundance to come. And you go out and you start your business during the right time and allow your spirit to guide you because you know this is the right time to do it. Because you allow these things to happen. You basically what it is that you put yourself into a passive scenario by studying information, learning when to do something, so when the time comes, now you can allow these things to work into your favor based upon that season and that time. So you just show up. It's almost like all you got to do to change your life is knock on this door. And once you knock on this door, they're going to open it, and all these good things are going to come to you. The only thing you got to do is to allow yourself to knock on that door. And once you knock on that door, everything good is going to happen for you because you know you're doing this in the right time and in the right season. This is being passive. This is learning how to do things in a certain flow. So being passive isn't just, when you say allowing things to happen, doesn't mean sit there and do nothing. Allowing things means that you're passive within a certain flow. So you allow things to go the way they're going to go based on being in a certain tide and in a certain current. But sometimes you have to switch. So this is why when you study the Tao, you study the yin and the yang principles. So sometimes you have to physically go out and switch and go into another mode of perspective, but then once you switch, you get adjusted and then you allow things to happen in that mode and in that perspective. So that's the philosophy that astrology teaches us. That's how it works. There's a lot more I will teach and educate you guys on. I just wanted to drop a few brief jewels and really just wish everybody a happy Mother's Day. All the women that are watching my channel, I know you have children. A lot of you watch my channel faithfully, you support me, and it's our duty, it's 13signastrology.com, to wish you a happy Mother's Day, to wish you peace and abundance here in this world. I hope it's a beautiful day wherever you are at, and I hope you take this Mother's Day and take this time to really think about how powerful your womb is, how powerful it is to be a woman, and how you can control things without having to control things. That's how powerful a woman's presence. You don't have to make yourself known that you're a woman to be powerful. A woman is powerful in her humility, in her, not even using that term to say that she should shut her mouth. I'm not saying it on that level, just in her the essence of her and her very presence makes people respond a certain kind of way. So know that you being a woman, you have that power. You have breasts, you have certain bodily attributes, you have that power. Like, not just over men though, even over other women. People respect, human beings respect women. So as women continue to progress in this new energy, the world will shift further into this new energy. So happy Mother's Day, people. I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down and spend time with my mother. And until we meet again, I'll leave you all with peace, love, and light. Imhotep. Namaste. Wadu.